Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco Dish Out on Movies, the only movie review show on YouTube to review movies in terms of food. And it's just Marco here to talk about something extremely, 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 extremely dumb and upsetting and awful and terrible and horrible and revolting, disgusting, grotesque, uh, apocalyptic, disastrous, shitty, anything. I mean, there's no way to sugarcoat this. I mean, this is a very, very terrible thing here. Because what the Oscars have done, as if they already haven't excluded the majority of America enough. I mean, like, just the way that they do their show, and they pretty much cater to this small group of people who like watching the Oscars, and the viewings keep going down and down every year. They get worse and worse. And it's like they don't care, or they're like trying to destroy the Oscars because it's too pressuring for them. Like, they feel too pressured to do the Oscars. Like, it's too hard for them, of course. And so they really did it this time. I mean, out of all the times where people were like, the Oscars are dead, the Oscars are dead. Oh, they're dead. They're dead now. That's for damn sure. What they did basically is they made it so that if you want to qualify for Best Picture, you're going to have to fulfill diversity quotas, and you're going to have to fulfill certain requirements of diversity-related things. So, like, you have to have a woman or a minority star in your film, or you have to excuse me, I don't know what happened there. Or you have to have a minority or women, lots of them behind the camera doing technical jobs. Or you have to have minority women, whatever, doing internships. You have to have them directing. You have to have them in charge of the studio. Basically, it's saying, get rid of the straight white men and replace them with women and minorities. And if you do that, then your movie will be be able to apply. And the problem with that is, obviously, number one, it's discrimination, because it's as I've always said, they have to, the establishment, that is, they have to tear down certain groups of people so that they can let the other groups of people be elevated without just doing the work themselves and stuff like that. They have to have special favors, apparently. They have to be treated like they're not people, but like they're pawns in a political game. Oh, we're so progressive Oscars because we nominated a black movie. We nominated an Asian movie. We nominated a movie where there was an all-female cast or all-female crew. It's all about using people. And it's about using people to look good, because there's lots of pedophiles in Hollywood. There's lots of corruption in Hollywood. Hollywood does not look good anymore. I mean, they used to look good in like the 50s and 40s. That's gone now. The veil has been lifted. Hollywood is terrible. They make terrible movies. What about horror movies too? I mean, they've been discriminating for horror movies longer than they've been discriminating against minorities and women. I mean, horror movies. I mean, did you know that last year they didn't even include Sid Haig, a horror actor who died in the slideshow for the memoriam thing? Like, they didn't even include him. He's an actor, just like the rest of them, but oh no, he's a horror actor, so, F him, I guess. And it's so gross the way that the Oscars it's gross because it's like these could be a good thing. Like the Oscars could actually be a great thing, like they used to be a little bit sometimes. Like, I mean, you look back at like the Wizard of Oz winning Oscars and you think, yeah, that was a good thing. But nowadays it's like, ugh. I mean, giving Parasite Best Picture twice is just ridiculous. And it's all so that they can get a pat on the back by their friends who aren't really their friends, and so that they can look good. They don't care about the suffering black intern or the suffering transgender actor or actress. They don't care about you. They care about themselves. And they care about the fact that they can get away with doing this because, to be honest, whenever they do stuff like this, it's always like, oh my god, yeah, finally, let's keep on, making changes and destroying everything that used to be, and, blah, blah, blah. and what's horrible, too, is that, like, movies used to be made based on story, based on feeling, emotion, real life. People would have real life experiences. What if, a white person had a real life experience? You couldn't do that nowadays, could you? Like if someone grew up and it was just them and it's all about them and their group of friends who just happen to be white or something, like that's wrong too now, so you have to put minorities and women like they're little chess pieces. You got to place them in certain strategic areas so that you can apply for Best Picture. That's what they're saying. That's what they want. I mean, do you know how insulting does that sound to you? The fact that they're not going to think of you in terms of people anymore who have merit of whether they should be in the positions or not. They're going to think of you as little boxes that they're checking. Check. Oh, look, the studio. You got a studio, and they're like, we want some new films. The white guy's coming in. We're not going to let him make his movie. No, we got to let another a minority make a movie so that we can check a little box, because that's one of the little boxes you have to check. And it's like, that's just wrong. Like, regardless of... And they're inspiring the studios to discriminate too. They're basically having studios discriminate. And it's wrong. And I mean, it doesn't matter the race or the gender. What matters is if the film is good. And apparently it doesn't anymore to the Oscars. Which, to be honest, like, it didn't really last year. I mean, you know what's funny? You have to have the disabled people, of course, which, to be honest, like, I do think that that there's probably a lot of talented disabled people who should get more work in Hollywood. That is true. I do agree with that. But the thing is that, like, remember the Peanut Butter Falcon? Like, I hated it because I hated the story and the characters. I loved the acting from Zach and then Shia LaBeouf. I thought they made a great duo, and I thought that they worked really well together, but then the story was bad. But the thing is that, like, everyone expected the Peanut Butter Falcon to be nominated for an Oscar, at least, like, one Oscar. And guess how many Oscars the Peanut Butter Falcon was nominated for? Excuse me. None. Yeah, that's right. They care so much about you that they didn't even nominate you for the Peanut Butter Falcon. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have to be told to make these movies either. They made the Peanut Butter Falcon. They've made movies like this before. And, they'll probably end up making more and more regardless of these stupid-ass requirements. And it's just so funny they made these requirements and they didn't even nominate the Peanut Butter Falcon, even though... I will say it is better than Parasite. I would say it might be better than Parasite and other movies that were nominated that were extremely overrated in terms of acting too. And then you have the fact that what was I going to say? Well, the Peanut Butter Falcon, I, I don't know. It's not really disappointing because like the Oscars have already been a joke for who knows how long. They've already been a complete disaster for years and years. I mean, the thing with that guy, Kevin Hart, not being able to be the host because he made jokes. You know what I mean? Like what about that too? They discriminated against him and wouldn't let him host the Oscars. That was discrimination. That's what you call it? And then you have like the Oscars so white bullshit. It's so ridiculous. It's so bad. It's just so embarrassing as a filmmaker too. I feel like when I make movies, I feel like I should put a fucking disclaimer in front of all my movies at the very beginning, and it says, disclaimer, don't nominate my movie because diversity. I didn't make a movie about Native Americans for a stupid award. I didn't make a movie and hire a black producer for an award. That's not how it should work. That's called racism. That's called, discrimination. It's sick. It's gross. When I saw this, I was sick to my stomach. And so don't even nominate this film. Don't think about it. Even though it might have a Native American main actor, blah, blah, blah. Don't nominate it because I don't want that shit. I don't want my film to be nominated so that you can get your little fucking pats on the back for nominating a film with a minority or whatever else is in it. And like if you don't know, Scorsese next year he's making fucking the Irish. I mean, not the. He already made the fucking Irishman. Next year he's making Killers of the Flower Moon. I think it's called. It's about fucking Native Americans. Am I missing something? Did he have to be told to make that movie by the Oscars? Was he told to make that movie because it'll check in the boxes, it'll move the little minorities in the little positions on my little fucking chessboard? No, he didn't have to be told to do that like a fucking 2-year-old. He did it himself because he felt it was a good story, whatever. I don't know, I haven't seen it yet. He hasn't made it yet anyway, so whatever. But anyways, I hope I don't sound too angry because honestly, I'm not that angry because the Oscars have been a joke for a while now. I mean, it is sickening, though, what it's going to do to the studios. Because I'm a filmmaker myself, and one of the boxes is that you have to hire minorities in the internship positions. And so basically, what it's saying is that I wouldn't be able to get that position because I don't check off their stupid fucking boxes. I'd have to pretend that I'm a transgender person so that I could, become an intern for a film, basically. And I find that fucking sickening. It's discrimination, plain and simple. And, we've had Night of the Living Dead. This stuff already happens naturally. We've had Star Trek. We're having the shitty Star Trek right now, but we had the good Star Trek in the 60s. And it's like, isn't it funny how back then they did stuff without the fucking Oscars telling them to? Their little fucking requirement worksheet where you have to declare what sexuality you are, you have to declare this and all that shit. Like, that is gross. So embarrassing, so awful. Just another 2020 thing. Like, 2020 is bad. and the Oscars, what about the stunt people too? I mean, they don't even care about stunt people. They don't care about stunt people. They don't care about fucking horror movies. I mean, they're a joke. The Oscars are a fucking joke. So if you like this video, obviously like it. Press the little thumbs up button, which I miss the rating system where you could give how many stars out of 5. I used to like that more. And also subscribe to the channel if you like the video, and also share it with all your friends and family who also might happen to be filmmakers who are just as upset about this as I am right now. So goodbye, everybody!